Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast One Man, One Tree in the Hill. We have a special guest on the hill, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mr. Reggie Edwards. Reggie, how are you, sir?
What's up, man?
How you living these Corona streets?
Well, the fact that I'm living is a plus right there.
Right.
These Corona streets, man, it got all my shows canceled.
Right.
I ain't got no income right now. The streets are dry.
How
The
does
comics are hungry.
How does it feel like walking throughout New York City? Because it's completely different.
Shit, who walking outside
I
New
mean,
York City right
But
now?
I mean, like driving through. How dead has it been driving through?
Well, I haven't been driving around a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but the little driving that I have seen was nowhere deep in the city, just maybe Harlem and the Bronx since we got, you know what I'm saying, put on punishment. But it just been it's just been light, except for them two gay dudes I seen arguing last night. They didn't care about no virus.
You're just sitting there screaming.
Yeah.
If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna describe Reggie. Reggie is a stand-up comedian. He's a hip-hop artist, and he's a battle rapper, and I would say a director as well. I would say a director, like how you cut up film producer.
Yeah, I guess
I would say that a
That
little,
was
a little, a little
okay.
bit of
I
everything.
ain't know. All right, I was sleeping on that one. I was sleeping on that one. Definitely something I know how to do. You know what I'm
'Cause
saying?
I was like, hey, how did you cut that video? You're like, no, you got to use this. I was like, yeah, Reggie know what he doing with these apps.
Oh yeah, man. I know how to chop it, edit, slow it, speed it, bop it.
Twist it, pull it. And if you don't know, if people who don't know who Reggie's probably one of the kindest people you meet. And my question is,
And Jared, don't say that about everybody.
I truly don't. But I would say before we get to how we met, because we met maybe 3 years ago. You've been in New York 3 years? Almost 3 years. We met at an open mic.
Yeah, was it Mocha or was it or was it Harlem Nights?
I think it was Harlem Nights because we were talking, and I was like, he's like, where you about to go? I was like, I'm about to go. I forgot what club. He's like, you want to ride? I was like, yeah, I'll take a ride. And then that's
Where I just be offering rides out to anybody.
that's what I say. Because sometimes Reggie's he's kind but firm. So sometimes when people are like, hey, where you going? I was like, I'm with Reggie. Can I go? I was like, hey, you gotta talk to Reggie. I can't be offering nobody's car up like that.
Right, man. And I'm glad this virus is definitely finna reset a lot of shit. Cause now if you got any hygiene issue, you not riding in my car.
And I would say gas is down a little bit.
Gas is definitely down, but it's only down because ain't nobody going nowhere really.
So at least you stacked up in case you got to go home.
You know what's funny? I should just buy a bunch of gas canisters.
I got a gas can. I
And
just got
stack
one.
up, and then when it go back up, start selling gas.
That's what you could do, selling gas.
That's a nice little hustle right there.
You could sell some gas. I wanna go before, because this is who you are now, but I wanna go how you got to this person, how you became that. So let's go back to the beginning. Where are you from? Where are you born?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, the north side, the most treacherous part of St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Everybody know about the north side, right off Natural Bridge and Kings Highway.
Are you the oldest? Or are you one of what?
I'm one of four, but
Mhm.
I am the youngest.
So you're the baby of the family, the run of the bunch.
The run of the bunch, if that's what you want to call it. Yep.
Both. How was it being how far apart are you from your oldest sibling? How was it?
Two.
How many boys? How many girls?
Two boys, one sister, and I'm 2 years away from both of my brothers. And as far as my sister, I believe I'm like maybe 4 or 5, maybe 4 or 5.
She's the oldest.
Yeah, she's the oldest.
So what was it like before we go that? What were strict parents? Strict parents growing up?
My mom, she was super lenient and nice, but my dad, that was really the enforcer. So no, not strict. It's like I had my dad, he was strict, but he would let us have fun. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? He would let us go out and actually do stuff that my mom was afraid we might get hurt doing. You know what I'm
Is it
saying?
because you're in that part of St. Louis, or she just was just afraid because
Well,
she had three
to
boys?
be honest, it wasn't even nothing dealing with like the environment we was in, because we was good in the hood. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? We had the swimming pool in the backyard, the above swimming pool, not
I
the
know what you're
in
talking
ground
about.
swimming
Yeah.
pool like Drake. And we started off with the metal, and then you know what I'm saying, we got the one when you laid the sand down, so all the neighborhood kids, we all used to kick it, you know what I'm saying? We all used to kick it, and in
Would
my crib and around the hood, it's just like my dad, like he'll probably, like I remember Christmas, he got us like some mopeds, some moped scooters.
like physical mopeds, just
Yeah, he got us some mopeds, some moped scooters. It was actually an early Christmas present, man. Them joints was like probably one of the best gifts I ever got. But my mom, she was so scared of us riding them that we might hurt ourselves. So she didn't let us ride them as much as we should have. I had that scooter. I ain't rode that scooter over 100 times. Not even, and it's probably when I was probably like, I want to say 10 or maybe 12, probably like 10, 12, something like that. But like when my dad like let us ride them scooters, man, we used to be everywhere on them things, man.
was your mom overprotective because she grew up, or she just knew? Were y'all three boys getting into stuff?
Actually, my mom only has one son.
Okay.
So most of the time it was just me and my older brother, but youngest out of all my siblings. I mean, not youngest.
So you're your mom's
second
only
youngest.
child.
Huh?
You're your mom's only child.
No. Me and my brother.
Your
My
oldest brother.
My older, not my oldest brother. The second
Okay.
youngest of out of all my dad's children, which is her oldest.
Okay. How many kids does your dad have?
4.
4 kids. 1 girl, 3 boys.
Right.
Right.
And my mom has 2 boys.
Right. Okay. So he had, when he came, he had your older sister and your oldest brother.
When he what?
When you met your mom, he had 2 kids, and then they had 2 kids with each other.
Nah. No. Something happened.
Never mind.
something happened. something happened. Something happened.
Got it.
Twice. Something happened twice. Somewhere in the middle right there. I actually just found out what actually happened. I was lied to. I pieced it together and I was close, but I found out exactly what happened.
When did you know? Like, how old were you? Like 15, 16? Or you like as an adult you found out?
When what? Shit.
Or you just put the pieces together?
Nah, because it was one time I was just talking to my dad about something like that. And I was just wondering like why 2 of my brothers were so close in age. They had 2 different mamas, and then he looked at me and smiled. He say, "Son, you asking too many questions."
Hey, sit back there on that porch.
I was like, "Oh, okay." That's when I was like, "Oh, all right."
Who are you closest to? Which sibling are you the closest to? You're probably close to all of them, but which one is the one that you find yourself closer to?
Sibling.
Because being the baby of the bunch is probably different. You probably got away with more stuff than they did.
I definitely, nah, because like my oldest brother, he used to get his ass beat.
Was he getting into things, or
but I used to get my ass beat, but the magnitude of his ass whoopings was different. For one, he was, I don't want to say bad, but I'm gonna say the environment he was in made him that way, because like my dad was with my mom, and my oldest brother was with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So being a dad, that's like a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? And if you halfway do it, you gonna see errors. And it's like my dad being with my mom, You know what I'm saying? He's around us, you know what I'm saying, 100%. You know what I'm saying? He's home. When he come home at night, that's where he lay his head at. It ain't no, I'm going to pick you up on the weekends and spend 2 days with you and stuff like that.
Correct.
So he was missing that enforcement factor in his life, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion. And I believe that had him, you know what I'm saying, go down a bumpier road. Correct. Due to those circumstances, you know what I'm saying? So when he got punished for it, it wasn't, I'm not going to say it was completely his fault, but I'm pretty sure if my dad could be at 2 places one time with his kids, he would have did it, but he couldn't really. So due to that, you know what I'm saying, he didn't get like as much discipline as me and my brother did. My brother on my mom's side.
Well, playing on that.
My sister.
Go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
I'm about to say my sister. Now I don't think she ever got no ass whooping. She used to cry like you ain't have to whoop her. You just have to yell at her and then she'll cry. But she ain't do nothing. She ain't really do nothing to, you know what I'm saying, get in trouble for anyway. So that was that. And then my other brother on my mom's side, he was a snitch. He used to be the reason we get our ass whooped. That's his problem. He always want to tell and point fingers and stuff, and don't nobody know who did nothing. All you gotta do is be quiet. And then I remember one time I jumped off the dresser right when my dad was walking in. I always know my dad because I hear them keys. He got like hella keys because he was one of them construction workers. So when I heard that, so I
jingling,
and he heard like a boom when I landed on the floor. Now, he didn't see it. We could have said a chair fell, anything. So when my dad came into the room and he looked at us, he said, "What was that noise?" I said, "Nothing." And he looked straight at my brother, and he knew my brother was a snitch. He knew it. He knew it because all my dad had to do was just look at him. He looked at him. He said, "I don't believe. I'm going to ask your brother." What was that noise I heard? Denzel, he jumped off the dresser. Pow! Smack! Give me that belt. Nigga, get that motherfucking leather belt, boy. Turn my ass up, man. Easily could have got away with it. But my oldest brother, yeah, he used to get his ass beat a little bit worse. That's cause, like I told you before, I remember one time he broke a table. He broke one of like the little kids' table, the little plastic table.
You have to sit there when the parents be.
And you know what's funny? You know when you know somebody about to get their ass whooped. That be like the best part of the kid. When you see another kid get his ass whooped, like you get to see it visually. So when he broke the table, me and my brother like, oh. Now I wasn't gonna snitch on him, but I knew my brother was gonna snitch. But I was definitely gonna watch. So when my brother told, he said that nigga broke that table. My dad say, "What?" He went in that closet, his artillery, heavy artillery. He went in his dungaree to pick his weapon. Choose your weapon. And he was getting his belt, and I went back in the room. And how my oldest brother handled it, bro, it was amazing. He say, "All right, y'all, I'm about to go take my whooping like a man."
He said,
he said, "I'm about to go take my whooping like a man." I say, "Oh man, he done came to terms with it, man. He knows what's about to happen at this point. He knows his ass is doomed."
You start putting extra underwear on.
And I can tell you one thing. He did not take that whooping like a man. This nigga was screaming and I was like,
Well, you said Denzel. Is that your real name?
Danzel.
Danzel's your real
with
name?
an A, not an E. Danzel.
So where did Reggie come from? That's your middle name?
No, Danzel was actually my middle name. /
So is it Reggie or Reginald?
It's Regin. The NALD silent is
Are you a junior?
Nah,
Are
nah,
you
nah. It's Reginald Denzel Edwards.
Edwards? Are you not a junior? Or just
Nah, I ain't no junior.
is anybody a junior in your family? Or you?
Yeah, my the snitch.
So what was it like? You said growing up in the hood, because I think it's different when you have two parents. Because a lot of people don't have a two-parent household. Did you ever feel like different having a two-parent household? Did anybody give you anything about having a two-parent household? Because I remember kids would F with me. It's like, oh man,
Actually,
you got both his
man,
parents in there.
as a kid, you don't really notice it. Or at least I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, notice it. But you know what I'm saying, nobody like, I either had like friends with just their dad or just their mother, and probably like a few in between that they had both like us, but majority just had one or the other. But
You didn't notice it when you went to their house,
I mean, I noticed it, but it wasn't nothing to like point out like,
right?
oh, you only got one parent. Like, I didn't really trip, especially if you seen like somebody come over there every once in a while and shit like that. You be like, I don't know if that's our husband, boyfriend, fuck buddy, or what. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really think too much about it. At least I didn't as a kid.
Well, let's go on. So let's go back to elementary school. What are your earliest moments of elementary school? Do you remember what type of student you were?
Oh man, I definitely was a class clown, 100%.
Since when? When do you remember the beginning of being a class clown?
The beginning, since you know what? I want to say first grade.
6, 7.
Yeah, 6, 7. Because like in kindergarten, I can't remember trying to make a lot of people laugh, because that's kindergarten. That's like that's like,
Yeah, it's hard to remember though. I don't remember my kindergarten.
yeah, it's like when you,
5.
it's not preschool. So it's like you're actually in a elementary school, and you interacting with other kids. So I think you still trying to maybe find yourself or
Make friends.
make friends and stuff like that. And I think kindergarten, that's one of the ways that help you accomplish that. And then first grade is then, all right, I know that I had this experience before, and it's like, now I know how to interact with people. Now I know what kind of triggers them to make them laugh or whatnot. But rapping wise,
Well, let's go. When do you remember your first laugh that you created?
my first laugh.
Yeah, because you said you
My
know
first.
exactly how to make people laugh. So when was
Oh
that
well,
moment where you were
as a
like
kid, it wasn't that hard.
impressions?
Really, you just had to cuss.
You cussing in first grade.
Yeah, but that I didn't really cuss. Like, I only did that just for the laughs, cause I never like cuss. I ain't started cussing till like my sophomore year of high school, to be honest. So even in my raps, I ain't never cussing nothing like that. I said nigga, you know what I'm saying, but I ain't started saying that till like, you know what I'm saying,
Middle school.
middle school type shit. Yeah. So I always like just cause I be like, my shitty ass or something, just something dumb, you know what I'm saying? First grade shitty ass, that is hilarious. Like, it just sounds dumb. But I'm saying like my first laugh was from like a silly rap that I made up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So
But
you started rapping early then.
I started rapping in kindergarten.
Okay.
In kindergarten, I started rapping because actually what I used to do, I used to like I listen to Snoop Dogg a lot. Murder was the case that they gave me, and I used to just read through all the lyrics, and then I would kind of replace certain words within the lyrics, and then I'll create like my own song almost. Like, as I look up to the sky, my body starts tripping, a tear drops my eye. My body temperature falls. I'm shaking. Could I break them? Trying to shave my balls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just took one little word and just made it like kind of funny. So I used to actually do that in kindergarten. That's kind of how I learned like the dynamics of rapping because it's like, all right, this is how I write a song. To eventually, I just start writing my own music.
And that's pretty much you could read early. That's a lot in kindergarten to be reading lyrics and replacing it for words. It's
Well,
an early reader.
actually, I listen to the song over and over
Gotcha.
again.
Memorization.
Yeah, cause
That's how a lot of people learn how to read anyway.
yeah, so that's how I got it.
So we started rapping earlier. So what was your influence of
Well,
like music wise? If it started in kindergarten, what was your dad listening to?
he out his CD. That was the Snoop Dogg CD I found. He had
He had
Snoop
it
Dogg.
covered up.
Nah, he just had a bunch of CDs, and like we had like a CD player, and I used to like just look. I look for the shit with the hardest cover, cause I didn't really know like a lot of rappers aside from the people I seen like on BET and stuff like that. But I knew of like certain people and stuff like that. So I just used to scroll through his CDs, and I just look for something that just look hard, and then I just pop it in the CD player. So then I was listening to a lot of Warren G and Snoop Dogg a lot. You know what I'm saying?
213.
Yeah. I fuck with Biggie Smalls as well. But it was those two that kind of made me hop into it. But it was really the murder was the case.
So we get through. We're in elementary school. Do you remember how did the teachers embrace you? Were the teachers were strict with you, or they enjoyed your playing in class and rapping? How was that?
Man, actually, I only had very few teachers that didn't fuck with my style of humor. But for the most part, I would say definitely over 80%.
80%.
Over 80%.
Can you name the first teacher that had an influence on you? That one teacher that was just like, Reggie, you can do this, or Reggie, what was that?
I could do that. Well, like it's
Not even I can do it. Just like, what was that teacher where you felt comfortable to talk to, or like not even bring your problems to, where you just felt like she had or he had a good. They're rooting for me. Did you ever feel that going towards school?
um I'm actually trying to remember because as far as I can't to be honest, I can't really think of well, like probably not until like I got to high school, but no one knew what I really wanted to do in school. They just knew I was like
Were you quiet as a child,
good
like quiet growing up, or
a little bit.
school wise more quiet, and then
A little bit. I was more one of them. I was quiet if I didn't know you. I was like I wasn't really the first to make friends with somebody like but once you made friends with me, we was good. You know what I'm saying? Like cuz I don't know. I don't know. I missed that part in life, the how to make friends part, but I was always good once I made them.
well, since you're from this neighborhood, right? Your neighborhood. Did you go to the school with kids in your neighborhood?
A few of them,
So
yeah.
was it easier to not make friends because you had people that were in your neighborhood going to school with you?
Well, I mean, we was all like in different classes. Like I hardly had any classes with the kids that was in my neighborhood because I was like one of the youngest out the kids in the neighborhood that we that I grew up with. But I wasn't the youngest, but one of them. But they was all in different grades, and then some of them was in like different schools. I was the only one in my neighborhood that was in that grade. Well, actually, yeah, he wasn't really in my neighborhood, but it was like other kids that walked home, but it was like different directions. But it was all the north side, but it wasn't like our part of the north side.
Got it. So what?
But like I was like I was friendly, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't approach people like, "Hi, my name is Reggie," or nothing like that. It'd just casually happen.
Mm. So do you remember your first friend that you made that wasn't in your neighborhood that you met at school?
That wasn't in my neighborhood that I met at school.
Because school is like a way where like different neighborhoods come together. So You're meeting different people, so
I would say kindergarten. It might be my man Paul McRoberts.
where's he at right now?
He out in Canada. He played football. He played for the Rams.
Oh snap!
Yeah, he played for the Rams and shit. And he play over in Canada and stuff now. But
CFL.
yeah, but yeah. And I remember like he was always like dope at sports. Like he everything. I'm talking about basketball, football, kickball. He was always like cold. That was one of the things about him. But ironic enough, when we first, and I tell Paul this every time I talk to him, I mention it because it's like one of the things about him that I remember that's like signature. It's like when he first came into the kindergarten class, he had on a basketball book bag
Oh,
in the shape of a basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But he was crying so loud because he didn't want to wear it. He hated it. And his mom was making him wear the basketball book bag. He was like, I don't like it. I don't want the book bag. I don't want the book bag. And it was a cool looking book bag, but he hated the basketball book bag for some reason. But like he came into class crying and stuff like that. And I know we sat next to each other in kindergarten. So that's pretty much how we became like cool.
But that's amazing how y'all can be friends since 5 till what 26.
Well, you know what's funny? We went, you know what I'm saying? We of course went to different classrooms and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying, when you get split up in different classrooms, you don't be as close, but you know what I'm saying, occasionally y'all come back across each other's paths and stuff like that.
Recess.
And you know, like after a while, you know what I'm saying, elementary, we all graduate and then we go off to different middle schools, and I ain't heard from them, you know what I'm saying, in like 5 years. Then I get to high school, my sophomore year in high school, he come to the school. I'm like, dude, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and we chopped it up from there. So
Paul leaves middle school. What was it like in middle school? So when you graduate, what was middle school like? It's another adjustment. You going back from being like a senior in elementary school, then
middle
we go to
school,
middle school. How
middle
wild was
school, that's when I was like,
that's when hormones start to kick in.
yeah, baby. I ain't gonna lie, mine might have kicked in 5th grade. Mine might have kicked in 5th grade. When you meet your first freak, you be like, oh man, I ain't never had this before. Your first freak.
When was the first time first started dating? First girl.
My
you
first
ever,
5th grade.
5th grade. What was her
Yes,
name?
sir. Well, her name was. I don't know if I should say her name.
Is she still in St. Louis?
I believe so. She cool though. Me and her cool. I ain't got nothing against her.
Did it continue past 5th grade?
I shout out Monet Scott.
Monet Scott.
So
y'all just bumped into her in middle school. So that was the first chick you ever
no,
dated?
that was elementary, 5th grade, yeah.
5th grade. She live in your neighborhood or no?
Nah, I met her at school.
And what'd you say? You just like, do you remember vividly?
Man, bruh, cause you
got to think about it because you're different because you got older siblings. So older siblings are probably telling you different stuff. You probably hearing different stuff.
I ain't never got no advice or nothing.
But
like
you probably
that.
heard something.
Man, I ain't heard nothing, bruh. I don't even know how I end up. Bruh, I'd be like, all right, call me on 3-way and see if she like me. All right, now ask her would she go out with me, and then it'd be like, all right, now ask her to go out with me, and then you like, all right, I'm about to click over. All right, don't say nothing. Put your phone on flash. Put flash on. Put the mute. Hit flash. Put your phone on flash. Right. Hit flash. Hit the mute, and then you be on the other end, like, and then like that's my. I didn't even know like how to get a girlfriend. I just know I ended up with one, and I was like, cool. I got me a chick.
Monet, how long did y'all stay together for? About 3 periods? How long was it?
About 2 days.
Dude, that's a long relationship in 5th grade.
Hey, that is a long relationship.
Long in 5th grade.
That was a long relationship, man. That was cool, but yeah, we was talking for about that long. Ooh, and I think I broke up with her too. And the same person, I got to hit flash and shit was the person. That was person to deliver the blow.
You probably let me hear it. You probably had to listen to it too.
Oh man,
She was crying over the phone.
I don't think she was crying. Nah, she won't. I think she was sad though.
I remember I broke up with a chick.
But I was fed up.
You said fed up in 5th grade. I broke up with a chick, and my boy 3-wayed her in, and her mama got on the phone, and her mom was crying.
What?
Her mom was crying. Her mom was crying, talking about. She goes. Is your name Yancey? She goes. I heard you're the one that broke up my daughter and Jared. Is that true? She was all in the business.
What was she? Was she white?
I don't want to.
Hold up, no, Jared. You asked me the name because it sounded like I don't know.
Yeah, it was. I think I was in 6th grade or 7th grade when I first. When I first moved to Japan. I thought she was white, but we didn't, because in North Carolina, they weren't really that white girls out there like that.
Oh yeah.
So when I moved to Japan, it was all military kids, so everybody, they didn't care about color, they didn't care about creed. So we were just everyone dating, and my boy's like, yo, her friend like you. I said, well, let me get her friend. I'm gonna go ahead and break up with her. I said, you drop the message to her, and then I'm gonna take her friend to like the Sadie Hawkins dance or whatever. So my boy's like, hold on, let me click over and let me do it. Next thing you know it, boy, she was crying. She left the school. Nothing happened in school, and then he called back. He's like, hey, man, it's getting kind of rough. Her mama's upset. Her mama crying. I said, 3-way me in. He 3-ways her in. And my boy Yancey's just like, he said, hey, I got her mama on the phone. Don't say nothing. She goes, I heard, Yancey, you were the one orchestrating the breakup. I heard you were all in there. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am. I'm just calling to see how she's doing. She goes, he's taking her best friend to the dance now. It was weird. It was weird.
She
like
gonna listen to this podcast.
She probably does, yeah. We're cool now. We're good now. We're actually good now.
Dang.
But that was, I was ruthless in middle school, high school, college.
Ouch.
Ruthless. So we get to 5th grade. You break up with her. So what is that? Does that start to like? When did you start knowing like, nah, I gotta start dating more girls?
Bro, it wasn't even. I wouldn't even. Man, I think I was thinking about sex more than anything.
At 10.
9 through like up, 9 and up.
When did you lose your virginity?
Well, we digging deep in the bag. Alright. I lost my virginity. Virginity. I be saying Vegeta too. But I lost my virginity at, I want to say 19 or 18.
Really, 19, 18.
Yeah.
So you're a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not even in high school. After high school.
That seems kind of normal.
It is,
normal.
man. But when you in the hood, niggas be like, no condoms. Like, I do get. I remember one time I got into a fight and a condom and slid out my shoe. I was embarrassed. Because the teacher
What you doing with this, Reggie?
Because
they're like, what you doing with these, Reggie?
man, my teacher, what are you doing with this? I'm like, I found it. She was like, you don't supposed to be having this. These come with diseases. I thought that shit prevented diseases. Like, these come with disease, and it was like an old condom that I used to carry around. I don't know,
sitting in your wallet.
it was just like my proof. It was like, just in case somebody said I was a virgin, I just pull it out like, nigga, no, I'm not. Look, I got the condom right here to prove I am not a virgin. It'd be all wrinkly and shit. And you know what's so funny? When I pulled it out and people seen it, they be like, oh, okay. All right. Thought you was a virgin for a second.
Would you say, like, because I know, I think I told you the story one time, and you're like, everybody from St. Louis roast each other. Like, when we met Lavelle Crawford, he just off the gate started roasting.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like inside the community, just everybody's just tough skin.
Come on, man. You know if you in the hood. Man, roasting, in middle school, oh, my
Vicious.
God. I had to humble myself how I used to roast people, man. Like, I didn't know when to stop. Like, crying wouldn't be enough. You would have had to die twice for me to stop roasting you. Because it's like I would keep going, like, just the long as the crowd eating it up. Oh, hey, fuck that. I'm finna run the light. Let's go. I'm running the light.
How many... So was it your brother? Were your brothers roasting, or just in the neighborhood? Like, you just always had to be prepared.
That's one thing that I always had, like, that no one had over me, was the roasting. That's one thing. That's one thing I knew how to do. Like I came across, you know what I'm saying, people that knew how to roast, but it used to get to the point where people used to recruit me to come roast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be in the lunchroom at the table, and then the upperclassmen, they be like, hey, come roast it, come roast. And I sit at the table because I was cool with a lot of upperclassmen, and I got cool with a lot of them through roasting, like more than like especially like when I got to high school. But I'm gonna say it typically started like 8th grade. You know what I'm saying?
But what? So go to 8th grade. What was it like? Was it like people who were insecure trying to roast you, or you were just always like, I gotta stay defensive, or you just saw a lot of roasts happening?
Man, I was on offense. I didn't switch into defense really to high school because after I seen how lethal my offense was, I say I can't just be beating up people like this. It's like a licensed boxer just fighting everybody in the middle of the street rather than defending himself when somebody try to come to him. That's how I was. But it took me like after a minute to realize that, because when I used to roast, I used to, you know what I'm saying, we gonna start with your shoes and we gonna work our way up. You know what I'm saying? Or
That's
whatever.
What you did. That's what you did.
Whatever
recently.
stick out the most, we gonna address the elephant in the room because that's your weak point. So you could roast and say this, that, and the third. But you know what I'm saying? I got like after like high school, I got to realizing I'm like, all right, everyone is not as fortunate. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna act like I was more fortunate, but I was like in the middle. I was all right. You know what I'm saying? I was cool, but you know what I'm saying? It was other people, you know what I'm saying, that wasn't as fortunate, or that, you know, it was some people that was just regular, you know what I'm saying, and I just keep roasting them and stuff like that. So like I kind of reworked on how I wanted to roast somebody. Like so like at
But
the
it wasn't a defense mechanism. You just automatically, you just knew.
yeah, it was fun. It was we
Right, it was
laugh
fun.
about
Okay,
it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But
When has roast ever got physical?
see, that's one thing about me. I knew how to roast and I knew how to fight. So like, it wasn't you was like between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
said, if you try to thump me, I'm gonna be
like it wasn't nothing you could really do. But to be honest, I didn't get into that many fights over roast. You know what I'm saying? Over roasting people. I barely got in. Yeah, I can't even remember.
Who did you fight more, family or blood or water?
Water.
Water. 'Cause
Yeah.
usually with me and my brother, we would always be.
I mean,
the one throwing bows.
I fought my brother, but I didn't fight him how I fought people in school.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus, my brother, he always had the weight on me. You know what I'm saying? He was always like physically stronger, so I couldn't really, you know what I'm saying, beat him up how I wanted to, because he'd just slam. And then we watched wrestling. This nigga used to put me in submission moves and stuff like that.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah, like, oh my God. They used to, oh. And then he used to tease me like he was a snitch, but this nigga be wrestling and shit like that. And so it's like, it was like, I was like, all right, I could roast you and beat your ass. He was like, all right, I could snitch and beat your ass.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? so it was like that.
So we get to so you would say that middle school was fairly. You had fun in middle
school. That's when I had some of my most fun, because like, man, this, oh my.
Did you play sports
God.
in middle school?
Nah.
Are you a sports dude? Did you play? I saw
I
posted a
played-
picture of playing football. What was that? One season?
Yeah, that was just, it was just outside, just have. Oh, you talking
You
about
had
that picture?
pads on.
Oh, you talking about that picture? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I played for literally just my senior year, and only because my brother kept telling me to. He's like, use that for a workout for wrestling season.
Oh, you wrestled?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I wrestled too.
I told you I wrestled, man.
What weight class were you?
Dude, I wrestled 170. I wrestled 153, 161, and 171, I believe.
Oh, so you were lanky, tall and lanky then.
Yeah, but
All
I
those
really, but
171
I used to
people be
wrestle
stretchers.
up. Like, the people I wrestled had pounds on me, because the person who I was in the wrestling class with, we used to wrestle for the spot because we had similar weight.
Correct.
And he always used to beat me. You know what I'm saying? In class, his name Daniel. Shout out to him. But I used to I used to have to wrestle a class up because it was
to get points for the team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but I was pretty good. Like,
when'd you start wrestling? What age when you started?
Sophomore. So I would say about 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore year. Because I ain't doing my freshman year.
Because they always have the stigma with black wrestlers. They're strong, so just wait for them to gas out in the second round.
After that, bro, it's like freshman year, once you see wrestling is not what you've been watching on WWE.
It's not at all.
You be like, oh, no, I'm cool on this. But my brother, he hyped me into doing wrestling. Come on, man, you should wrestle. My brother hyped me into doing a lot of stuff I didn't want to do that I actually, like, kind of end up liking or, like, benefiting from, like, somehow.
And he's 2 years older than you, so he's probably...
Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, wrestling, I think that's definitely a unique skill to have.
Go to move. What was your move? Single leg or the head and arm?
I like the single leg because it was, of course, like way easier. But I go for the single leg, then I raise the leg all the way up, then go for the sweep. Or I fuck with the cross face to the cradles, cross face the cradles, the halves. But it ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying, a regular half, you know what I'm saying? Simple. Just throw your arm in there. I'm talking about, I used to throw the shoulder blade and just wrap around the neck and just,
So what was your defense mechanism when you got out, when you had to get up and get the escape points? Were you doing a switch?
Points.
You switch or you like to stand up out of it?
I was doing the switch. I only do the switch if I felt like I was stronger than the guy. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I just try to get up. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they be too strong, so you got to be a little more technical with them.
They start riding you.
Yeah.
Start getting those tilt points.
Yep.
So what was your record in 7th, 8th, no, 10th grade? What was your record like?
I mean, I won like that was my first year, but I didn't have like no bad record. I don't quite remember, but like my record wasn't ever bad. I wish I could. I wonder if there's a way I could look up my stats.
Because people in the Midwest are like wrestling people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We go to state.
Yeah, St. Louis have good wrestlers. Iowa, those boys are good.
Oh yeah, Iowa, yup.
So we do that. No basketball?
No basketball, nothing outside, just the neighborhood, man. I didn't really like, man, my thing was, man, I like rap, and that was it.
So you knew you were an artist since the beginning.
Yeah, I didn't really like a lot of sports. I didn't really care too much for them. Like, although they was exciting to go to, and I did like track, cross country, stuff like that. That was I like simple stuff that I know I could do.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really got no eye coordination, nothing like that. And then football, I ain't got my glasses on, so I can't really see and catch the damn ball.
What position were you in football your senior year?
Man, I was on the line. I was on O and D line.
What, as a $170?
Man, yes, sir. But you know what's funny?
Iron football.
They couldn't fuck with me, though. It was a reason why I was on there. I wasn't on there just because I couldn't see. It's like Coach Tatum. Shout out Coach Tatum. That's Jason Tatum's father, by the way.
Okay.
He put me up against the big dudes on the line, and he was like, "All right, go toe to toe with them." And he doing it thinking they gonna smash me, cause
skinny.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I got the slamming them big ass niggas. I'm talking about slamming them on the ground. Come here, come here, come here, cause I wrestled.
Right.
I wrestled.
Good hip movement.
I know how to take their ass down. You know what I'm saying? So when he seen that, he said, "Hold up." He said, "Reggie, do that again." He said, oh, "Man, hold up. We're gonna try somebody else. We're gonna get Big Brandon. Big Brandon, come over here, Big Brandon." And I slammed Big Brandon ass down, like, "Move, nigga." He's like, "Yeah, you on the line." You know what I'm saying? So I went bad on that line though, man.
Were you a pulling guard?
A pulling? I don't even know what that is. What is it?
Where were you on the line next to the center?
I was
the center and the person to the left
on the O line.
Right, yeah, O line or your defensive line.
I was on both, but I know I was DN
Okay, defensive end.
and I don't know the other one.
So it's a center, and the person next to him is a guard, and the next to the guard is a tackle.
Maybe I was a tackle, I think.
Were you right next to the center?
No.
And was a dude next to you next to the center?
Yeah.
So you were the tackle.
Okay.
Those are them boys that be pulling and when the running back be cutting through, you be running to go get the linebacker.
Okay then. Yeah, so I guess that's what I
Them
would.
blockers be taking heads off.
Uh-huh.
So we sports.
But I always like, even though I didn't do a lot of sports, I was athletic though, cause
your
my
parents show up to the games.
they came up
So they
to
were
a couple of some of my wrestling shit.
matches.
My thing, man, I like climbing stuff. Ironically enough, cause I'm the GOAT. But that was my thing. I like climbing. I like jumping off stuff. Like the stuff that I bust my head and like my eyebrows a couple of times, and broke my arm just climbing on stuff, falling. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Cause I'm interested in like that type of thrill, which requires some type of athleticism. And I guess you could throw swimming in there too, cause I love swimming.
When did you start swimming?
Shit, I told you we had a pool.
I know, but you said above ground pool. It don't get that deep in the above ground.
Well, I mean that's where it started at.
Right.
That's where it started at, and it was about 5 feet, and I was 8. You know what I'm saying? I was 8, 7. You know what I'm saying? So had to jump to kind of stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? Or hang on to the rim, but I knew how to swim.
Doggy paddle.
Nah, hell nah, man. I don't doggy paddle. I swim. Like I like fucking Olympic champion Michael Phelps.
So you started roasting, because I'm getting to the roasting and being funny and rapping. When does it start to mix? When do you start putting down, like having like download the studio in your house or the equipment, right? Or how were you rapping and putting it on wax?
Oh, that didn't start till sophomore year when I came across this guy named Jonathan.
But before that, were you like just like freestyling? You know how everybody used to freestyle.
Yeah. I've been doing that since elementary. You know what I'm saying? Freestyling, making it funny and stuff like that. Sophomore year, that's when I really started writing music though. I mean, not sophomore year. I'm sorry. Sixth, seventh.
And you just realized
6th or 7th is when I started writing music and listening to beats and writing my own songs to them.
Who was the biggest artist at the time that was popping when you were in like middle school? Like what music were you into in middle school? Do you remember? Was Nelly big at the time, or? That was more like high school probably.
Nelly was always like up there just for the simple fact, for one, he from the crib. You know what I'm saying? So all St. Louis artists at one point in time was like some, because I'd be like, oh, they from St. Louis, so by default sort of. But middle school, I don't I'm trying to think what year is that? 2000 what?
When did you graduate high school?
2011.
So that was probably 2006.
Trying to think who
that was 50 Cent and Kanye West.
Nah,
Kanye West is 05.
I didn't really like none of them, to be honest. And I didn't really start liking Lil Wayne till like
2010.
After that Stunning Like My Daddy, something like that.
The dedication to them.
Yeah, around that era. But I can't really think about.
So you just love music and you just writing rap.
Yeah,
so nobody's really influencing you. It was just
I'm still one of them today. Like I don't care what genre of music it is, and I don't really listen to like albums, but I listen to the songs I like, or the songs that like I may give them like a chance, like a quick listen through, but like I just find like certain songs, and then I fuck with those songs for a minute, because like, I don't know, man. It's just so much music out here. It's kind of hard to listen to everybody's, you know what I'm saying, compilation of music. But the person who inspired me is Snoop Dogg.
Mm.
That's who inspired me. That's how I even started, you know what I'm saying, rapping.
Favorite Snoop Dogg album?
Even Snoop Dogg.
Okay, that one.
Even
S and
like,
double.
huh? No. I
His
mean,
favorite
even
album out of all of his albums.
no. When I say even Snoop Dogg, I never really listen to albums like that. I just listen to certain songs. So
Got
like when I say even Snoop Dogg, I mean I just used to listen to one song. Murder Was the Case that they gave me. I just replay that, and then I heard other of his songs, but I never listened to like the whole album or nothing like that.
Like singles.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get to music, and the comedy starts. So when you graduated high school, did you have a girlfriend in high school, or you were more still just being cool and just wrestling and just?
Nope. I don't think I had one. I had girls I messed around with, but I ain't had no high school.
You didn't go to prom with nobody?
Yeah, I did.
Who was that?
To see her.
Did you ask her, or y'all friends, or it was
I asked her.
dressed up, everything
Or
suited and
actually,
booted?
we asked each other, kind of. She was from East St. Louis, too. So she took me to prom.
Like you paused like that.
Hey, East St. Louis.
Well,
only people from St. Louis and East St. Louis that know.
So you go to prom, right? So senior year, we'll go through high school. Good grades, GPA in high school, 3.0.
I was like high school, senior year. I graduated with over 3.0. But I was always a pretty much intelligent kid. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I just like having fun, making people laugh. I was one of those people, like the kids where the teacher be like, all right, it's a time and a place, because they knew I was funny, but sometimes I'd be funny at the wrong time for them.
Got it.
But I was an executioner. I knew the exact moment when to hit a punchline, and I know if I don't hit it right here at this moment, it's not going to work. So sometimes I would have to reset it in order to make the punchline work, because you got to wait till like certain levels calm down in the class, or I would say something to make the teacher say something, then I could spark out, you know what I'm saying, the joke. And I didn't really think of it as jokes at the time. I just used to think of it as like, I know if I say this right here, it's going to be funny.
Mm-hmm. Timing, moments.
Yeah,
you knew
timing, yeah.
You knew how to pick the times.
Yep.
Who was it? Who did you like making laugh more, your family or at school? Because sometimes family is hard to make laugh.
It may be. I actually, when I was younger, now that I remember, I actually tried to do stand up.
How old were you?
Dude, I had to be like around like 6 or 7.
Doing it where?
Maybe
Where?
8.
Just in front of the family or?
Yeah, because I remember I was in Memphis, and it was my auntie Bang, and my mama, and I was like, look, y'all, I want to tell jokes or do comedy or something like that. And I remember like grabbing like something and acting as if it was a microphone, and I was telling jokes. And it was definitely inspired, I believe, by Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
But yep.
Okay, because I'm getting to you as an adult. So you're going through high school, you graduate, prom. So what happened to your prom date afterwards? Just like bygones be bygones? Y'all still?
Yeah, we friends. She came out to a comedy show.
Did you go to junior prom, senior prom, or both?
I didn't go to the junior thing. I just went to the senior, and I went to homecoming.
What was going through your head as your senior year? Like, what was the next step for you? What did you know? Did you know, like, I'm gonna pursue this music full time? I'm gonna get stand up full time. What was going through your head?
Yeah, actually, me and my boy Will, a rapper, we met sophomore year. My fellow Northsider, it's like my brother. He was a rapper too, and that's who like kind of put me on to the studio and recording my own music. And that was like one of my contemporaries that was like inspiring me at the time and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, oh, he making music, that's gonna motivate me to make music and stuff like that. So we went through our whole high school year just, you know what I'm saying, making music and dropping it. And
where were you dropping it at? Dat Piff or?
We was using all type of streaming sites, dude. Not even that PIV though, just regular upload sites where you could play it,
MySpace.
download it, or we'll just put it on YouTube, and then we'll post it with like our picture in the background and share it that way. You know what I'm saying? But like we did that, and then he ended up getting accepted into SLU, St. Louis University,
Okay.
which is a pretty good school. To be honest, I didn't really care enough about what school I went to be honest.
What school did you go to?
Because like I always told, like, cause I had an internship my sophomore year high school, and I they during the internship they always asked me what do I want to be, and I'd be like rapper, comedian, rapper, comedian, rapper, comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I always used to say that, and they was like, okay then, so we gonna tell you. They was basically just giving me tips on giving me more like professional ways how to say them. So you want to be a professional entertainer and stuff like that. Just what I'm saying, teaching me etiquette or whatnot. So I always knew that I didn't really want to go to college, but like going to actually being in college is that type of environment I needed to kind of inspire like a lot of my material, my jokes, and my creativity, because it's like that was my stage before I actually got on stage.
Where did you go to college, or where did you?
First went to Flow Valley
Where's that at?
Community College,
Okay.
St. Louis. Then I went to Forest Park, which is another community college. And I only had like 3 semesters left or something like that. But I started doing comedy around my second year of college.
19, 20.
Yeah, 1920.
Okay.
And actually 20 when I officially started, because this guy in my college class, he was telling me that he was a comedian, quote unquote. This nigga not out here. But he was telling me he was a comedian, and he was telling me, because I always used to have the class dying. The class was my stage.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you should do stand up. I'm like, man, I always wanted to do stand up. And that's back when I thought 5 minutes. When somebody offered me 5 minutes of stage time, I was like, that's it? Like what? I need like an hour. Until I realized, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, okay, this what they mean. But he told me about this open mic called Lola, which was downtown St. Louis, which was a little bar ran by my man Javon Bibbs. You know what I'm saying? Co-host Princeton Do, Tamika Tate at the door. You know what I'm saying? And I was too young to get in. And the security was like, nope, I can't do it. I'm like, look, man, I just want to tell some jokes. I just want to do comedy and stuff like that. So Javon Bibbs, he came out, and he was like, what's up, man? I'm like, what's up? He's like, so what, you trying to do stand-up? And I'm like, yeah. And he looked at the security guard. He said, all right, man, it's cool, let him in. We're going to watch him. We make sure you don't drink. And he was like, man, come on, man. You know I could lose my job for this. He like, trust me, I got him. He was like, all right. So he let me in, 20 years old. So I go in, and I'm looking at this fucking place where all these adults drinking in the bar, and I'm 20, and I'm just looking like, okay, it's a nice crowd in here. He was like, all right, go sit over there in that corner. They always used to put me over in the corner away from the bar, all the way to the corner of the bar, and I used to have to sit in this corner, and I sat over there, and that's when I met Princeton Do, which was one of the co-hosts of the show. And he'll be sitting over in the corner and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I see him go up there and do his act, and it'd be funny. And I'd be like, okay, this don't look that hard. And they went on about, you know what I'm saying, the show. I think I was probably like, I went up on, it was 2 halves. Princeton to go up first and bring up a few comics, then Javon to go up. So Princeton brought up the first half of the comics, and then it was my turn. And then Javon, he was like, yo, we got this comic. He got to hurry up and get out of here, or he going to miss his school bus in the morning. But, you know what I'm saying, this is his first time. He young, you know what I'm saying, we gonna let him rock. And he brought me on stage. So when he brought me on stage, I started trying to say my jokes verbatim and how I wrote them on the paper, which I probably shouldn't have done because it's like trying to remember all that. You ain't gonna really remember it.
Right.
But I'm going through it and I'm just doing like a bunch of different stuff that I wrote down. But I'm getting laughs, but not the laughs that I thought I was gonna get. Just laughs at like
Random stuff
that I do. But good enough for Javon to be like, "Hey man, you funny." He's like, "Man, keep coming up here, man." And like, you know them old jokes, like the ones that people like laughed at. He was like, "Keep them. You could use them again." Cause in my head, I'm thinking I gotta do new material
like
every time I get on stage. But he was telling me that I could keep the old jokes and rework them. And then I've been there and I ain't stopped since.
So would you say those two were your first mentors
Yeah,
that looked out for you?
yeah.
So when does it? So you're going to college and you're going to open mics. How many open mics are you hitting when you first
Man,
start?
you know, once you hit the scene, you gradually start finding more and more about them. So, it started with that room right there, which was a Wednesday room. And then I came across a guy that was up there named Willie C. Willie C. Shout outs to him. He was like another guy, you know what I'm saying, that was up and coming, that with a little more experience, that was doing shows and stuff like that. And it was him and this other guy named Charles Spinks, Corey Spinks' brother.
Oh, the boxer.
Yeah. So, or I think it's his brother or nephew. I don't know, one of them. They related. But anyway, Spinks, and he did a room on Tuesday, I believe. And he was like, "Yo, man, you funny, man. Come out to my room on Tuesday and stuff like that." And I started coming up to they Tuesday room. So now I'm doing 2 shows a week at this point, because them the only 2 I know about. So I'm doing that room, and I'm doing the Wednesday room just gradually, you know what I'm saying, working on the set. But We'll See, he put together monthly shows. So it got to a point where We'll See, you know what I'm saying, took a liking to me, and he booked me on one of his monthly shows. And We'll See, he's like booked me on my first show. He was the first person to book me on a show.
First person that got paid or in general, just first show?
No. He was the first person that booked me. He ain't paid me shit. That was
He
one
just-
thing about Will C. When you new in that game, he ain't gonna pay you.
So he's
But
letting you
it
get your
was
chops,
it
he's letting
was
you chop
it
up.
was an opportunity in which I was grateful for, because it's like, this is an actual show.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? This is probably the biggest audience I didn't perform at, and I did well.
So when do you find like your class? Because these are all the OGs in the scene. When do you start finding like the boys that you start rocking with? When do you start doing that? When you start finding your class of stand-up comics, your peers?
Well, to be honest, bro, at first I didn't know people like had classes after a while, like until you see like certain groups of people like hanging out together and stuff like that. That's when you start to realize, all right, they within this circle or that. But it was like probably like a year, and We'll See, he was telling me about a comic, another funny comic just similar to me. He was like, yo man, you know Stefan? And I'm like, who? He like, Stefan? I'm like, never heard of him. He's like Stefan, he's like, he funny too, or something like that. And he just telling me about him. And then but the thing is, We'll See would say the same thing to Stefan. Ask him if he knew who I was and stuff like that. And Stefan ain't know me. We ain't never met. But it was a show we was on. I think We'll See had both of us on, and that's when we first met, and we've been rocking since then.
What was he like in the beginning?
Who?
Stefan.
What you mean?
Like, was it just like immediate, like, oh, what's up? Hey, how's it?
Actually, it was.
Some
He's like, "What's
comments are
up, bro?
defensive.
What's up, bro? I'm Stefan, bro. Yeah. Such and such told me about you, such and such. And I'm like, oh, you Stefan? He's like, yeah, bro. I've been doing comedy such and such, and you know what I'm saying. We chopped it up from there, and then we was rocking ever since, and then we gradually, you know what I'm saying, came across other people like after that, you know what I'm saying, Jason Jenkins, who we also met, you know what I'm saying, through Willie C, doing Willie C shows, cause he was used to work at Foot Locker and stuff like that, and he always came up to Willie C shows, and Will C knew he was funny. He was like, man, I'm gonna bring him on stage, and he put Jason on stage, you know what I'm saying, for the first time, and he did super well his first time, and he been doing it ever since. And that's when we met my boy Vincent Bryant. A little bit after that, we met Vincent Bryant. He seen me at this spot called the Heavy Anchor, but that we never formally met. We just seen me there before, and I met Vince. Then we met Larry Green. Larry Green, he used to do a lot of shows and stuff too. And he started hitting the open mic scene and stuff like that. And then at this point, we going up to actual comedy clubs. We going to the Funny Bone, which we learn how to structure our jokes and stuff more out there rather than, you know what I'm saying, more of the urban rooms, which we were really used to. But once we got to, you know what I'm saying, doing a Funny Bone on a regular, we learned how to structure actual jokes. But
So
I
would you
actually
say
met
that? Go ahead.
I actually met Larry before Vince, but I met Vince again at Larry's show. Like, that's when me and Vince formally met. Vince Bryant. That's when we formally met at Larry's show. And he, after I performed, Vince came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you take tags?" And that boy breath was stinking. I tell him this every time. I tell him that every time. I say, "Yeah, I take tags, but not from you, boy." But that's when we formally met and stuff like that. And then I seen him perform, and this was his early performance. I don't know if he was like, I don't know if it's like his third time or something performing, but he did super good. And he did so good, I was like, hey, you should come to the Ambassador. Now the Ambassador, this is like
St. Louis's Apollo or something.
nah, it's worse.
Oh,
This separates the boys from the men right here. You know what I'm saying? As far as like this, like the final boss as far as crowd control.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because like
Def Jam Vendetta.
yeah, because in this room, it's like it's hosted by my man Jesse Taylor, which is another one of the OGs in the game. You know what I'm saying? And he runs this room every Sunday.
Okay.
And in this room is always a nice audience. Always. You got we drinking, smoking, weed is lit, like pool tables in the back. This is like the hood. And it's a big room. And I say, Vince, I think you would be good for this room. But I said, this is a tough room, but I said it's only going to make you better as a comedian.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling him, I say, look, you could just come to check it out. I even said, you could just come to check it out. But I'm like, dude, I say, but you don't want to just come to check it out. I say, you want to actually get on the stage. He's like, all right, cool. So me, Stefan, Vince, we all pull up there. Now, Vince, he nervous. This was one of Vince's things. When Vince nervous, he nervous. He be shaking. He be scared. And his first time he went up there, he did good. Okay. I remember his first time he did good.
He was nervous just watching?
He was nervous because it was one of them rooms. But his second time, man, you would have thought Vince was about to cry. That boy went. Look, me and Stefan had to come cope with this nigga because Vince went and sat in the back with his head down. And, you know, we was brutal as comics. We be like, yeah, you just died. You know what I'm saying? Vince, he was sad about that. You know what I'm saying? But he never stopped coming. You know what I'm saying? Because it was to the point where
he worked with people with disabilities, and
Okay.
he was with his clients, and he used to bring his clients up to the show. He used to bring his clients up to the show, perform. Like he used to get up there right before the headliner. That's how late he used to come.
Oh, so
Because
he
cause he was like, he from his job. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Me and Stefan would have been performed already, and then Vince would come there super late and stuff like that. He'd come up there and perform. And like I said, we all gradually got better from doing that room. So at this point, we doing two different types of demographics. We doing the funny bone, which got majority white, sometimes diverse, you know what I'm saying? And we also doing the urban room, which teaching you how to have a voice, crowd control, assertiveness, just presence, you know what I'm saying? So we getting like both attributes. And from that point on, man, you know what I'm saying? We just kept hitting that hammer, you know what I'm saying? Nailing every last fucking show we get on, doing like little road gigs. It got to the point where I started doing a little more road gigs, and I wasn't able to, you know what I'm saying, really like stay in school, like focus on school as much as I wanted to, because my focus on something else. And then, you know what I'm saying, it started deviating a little bit, you know what I'm saying, from the music. You know what I'm saying? It started deviating from the music, and then it'll jump back into the music.
Okay.
So it'll just be like, it'll be like juggling. It's like, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, until I simultaneously start, you know what I'm saying, just managing to able to do both.
So how'd you find the balance? Because it's music, but when does battle rap come inside?
The battle rap come in a year after I started doing comedy. Because
that's a whole nother beast that you're dealing with.
Yeah, the battle rap actually came in because the guy who does battle rap, he was trying to cross over into doing comedy shows. His name Marco. He was starting to branch over and do comedy shows, and I was like, "Oh, I'm down." And he was like, "Yeah, I do the battle rap." I say, "Yeah," and that's all I used to do in high school is battle rap. That was one of my things. Like once I'm famous, you're gonna see a whole bunch of old footage pop up to me. Just showing me roasting, and I don't think I lost one rap battle in high school, but I was like, dude, sign me up for a battle. He like, you for real? I'm like, yeah. And it got to the point where he didn't really believe me, because he kept sending me the flyer, asked me was I still down, all the way up into the date, and I'm like, dude, yes, I got me something written out. And to be honest, I took it as, you know what I'm saying, a way to make the crowd laugh, but at the same time show my rapping capabilities, because I had them punchlines. So my first rap is like, I did it in like a jokingly format, but then I hit them with some bars to where they be like, hold up, that was actually nice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, I rap for real.
How many rounds was it, your first rap?
It was
battle?
1 round.
Oh, that's
one
it?
round.
Okay.
Yeah. Your first battle typically 1 round when it's your first time, because it was like a tryout battle. So after that first one, you know what I'm saying, I watched the video footage. I say, all right, man, that was fun, but let me show them I could actually rap for real. Because I was playing the first time, and I won. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking around. But I was like, I'm going to rap for real this time. That's when I went against Does It, R.I.P. to Does It. I started battle rapping him. I started battle rapping him. I battle rapped against him. And that's when I really, you know what I'm saying, was spitting bars. Like, I could rap for real. You know what I'm saying? But
well, when did you find the structure of like battle rap? Because when
I
we chop it up,
always
you're like,
used
I'm
to-
gonna save this for the middle, and then I'm gonna save this for the end. When did you find that structure? You created that on your own?
Well, that get more strategic when you do 3 rounds. But 1 rounders, that battle was a 1 rounder as well. So it wasn't really the placement in which I said, it's just, let's just focus on saying fire things repetitively. You know what I'm saying? Not like, all right, I'm gonna say this first, then say that. It's just like, I'm just finna hit them with an onslaught of bars. You know what I'm saying? Just go in. But that's when I first did my official battle rap, was the tryout battle, the 1 round of battle rap. That was officially, but I battle rap outside of that. Like at the Ambassador, where they did comedy shows at, Jesse Taylor, he knew I rapped as well. You know what I'm saying? And I went against this battle rapper named D-Mac. and we battle rap, and it was recorded, but it was unofficial because it wasn't no battle rap league. Because battle raps are split up into leagues and stuff now. It's just not no on the spot, on the street
Freestyling.
type stuff like that. So that's when I had one outside of high school, and then I started doing them after that.
So we're climbing up through battle rap. So when do you understand the balance? Because battle rap takes a lot of time. Stand up takes a lot of time. Creating music takes a lot of time. What age were you like, I got this, I can do all three, and give the same amount of love to each genre of art?
Well, it's like as much love as you want to give to all of them, you can't really give all of them the same amount of love.
Well, which one is your heart?
Cause entertainment
Okay.
is, I put it, it's all under one umbrella.
Got
no
it.
matter how I'm entertaining you. So whatever I do, you gonna be entertained. That's my accomplishment. So as long as I follow that, I'm gonna be good. Cause win or lose in a battle rap, you could walk away and be like, hey, that guy funny, that guy hilarious, or you know what I'm saying, you just feel better about your day or something like that, then I did my part as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause that's where marketability, that's what, when you gotta factor that in, because it's like, you could rap your best, but do people like you? Do people gravitate towards your art form? Or are you just a good rapper? Or like, could you switch over to like mainstream? Or are you capable of doing that? So it's like I want to give love, as much love to all of them at the same time, but I have to divide it up and split it up to like whatever's my main focus at the time, depending on what I may got coming up. Like if I got a big comedy show coming up, I may focus on that a little bit more than the battle rap. You know what I'm saying? If I got a big battle rap coming up, I may focus more on that than like actual stand up. You know what I'm saying? And as far as making music, I gotta be like in the comfort and in a creative space in order to create. You know what I'm saying? Rather than being out around people to where I can't focus and listen to music and write. So it's like I'm out doing different parts of the day. Like if I'm out doing comedy, you probably will catch me practicing on a battle rap. You'll probably see in between time, like probably in the hallway,
Mad loud, yep.
or just saying lyrics, to myself. You know what I'm saying? Just rehearsing. And I think everybody know I be doing that at this point. So it probably was weird at first, like what is he doing? But now people like, oh, he probably was just practicing for a battle rap. So like, comedy, you know what I'm saying? I hit the stage as much as I can. I try to hit the stage every night. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my goals, hit the stage every night. So even if I'm not hitting the stage, at least be around the environment. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, I got a battle rap coming up. I got to practice and write. So like I probably step out in the hallway, rehearse, write a rap or something like that. And then when I go home, I'm able to listen to beats and write music and write jokes or write battle raps and just rehearse that way.
I would say this about you. I know Reggie for 3 years. I would say that you take both your crafts, all three of your crafts, serious.
Yeah.
Right? So what is it like taking your craft serious and people coming up and trying to make a mockery of your craft? I noticed that when you're a battle rapper, people just walk up to you and start spitting, you know. And I think with stand up too, people think like, give me a joke. So what is it like that to like always be on? Because you always have a bar ready.
It's like, bro.
Because I know you, like, I was like, man, Reggie always has a bar ready. It's randomly, people just walk up to you then start battling.
Yeah, man. It's like it get annoying at times, because it's like sometimes
I think you're a court gesture sometimes. Reggie, give him a bar. I'm like, oh.
I'm like, I don't even be in the mood to rap, and then everybody come around you in circle like, oh, and I be like, why y'all be doing this? It's like, and like battle rappers, I do that with the comedy community because I fuck with y'all and I love y'all, and it's cool. But like, if it was like it, yeah, it's like the battle other
When does
battle
it get
rappers
annoying?
probably wouldn't appreciate you trying to come up and battle rap them all the time.
No, they
Like
look
if it was
pissed.
another battle rapper that was with me, they would probably get pissed that you would try to keep doing that all the time, because it's like, dude, I don't want to sit here and just battle rap every last person because you like, oh, he a rapper, you gotta have bars, you gotta be on the spot, this, that, and the third. It's like, no, that's not how it works. And and people that think they know about battle rap don't really know, because it's a whole community. It's similar. The dynamics of comedy and battle rap are so much alike. You know what I'm saying? It's like they two different worlds, but they so alike. And it's like people think they know, but they don't. It's like battle rap. Some people think majority of battle rap, oh, you gonna put a beat on, and when you say that, you be like, yeah, he don't know nothing about battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people, it's like they don't know. So when they come to me trying to battle rap all the time, sometimes I just be like, nah, I ignore them or something like that. Or sometimes, which most of the time I actually engage, because it's kind of like practice for me, and it kind of exercises my mind to like create new ideas and new ways to rap. And sometimes I be testing out stuff that I'm actually going to say to someone.
It's like a battle rap open mic then.
Kind of, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? It get annoying at times, but, you know, it helps with, you know what I'm saying, creating on the spot freestyles and stuff like that. So sometimes I wouldn't even say that people just making a mockery. I would say they just don't know.
They don't know. Because sometimes I'm like, man, I was like, golly. I was like, they better look at Reggie. Is so nice for this people just randomly coming up, spitting a bar,
Yeah, man.
and staying prepared at all time to give people a bar.
Yeah, well, actually, some of that stuff I just be thinking quick on the spot, or some of that stuff, like I said, I just be working out. But majority of the time, I just do a quick skim of their outfit, I run their name or what they do, and I put it together. It's
So
simple.
you ain't serious. You ain't even got socks on.
Hell yeah, see? Something simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Making that part the punchline, because it's one of the most noticeable things.
So we get back to St. Louis. We're doing stand up. You meet pretty much the classic comics you're coming up with, who are like one of the stand up comedians that were not in your class, but like a professional comic, not your OGs that came through the scene that really like you work with. Okay, who's someone that you work with? That
Arvin Mitchell.
Okay.
Have you heard of Arvin Mitchell?
Mm-mm.
You need to.
I'll Google him. Where?
Arvin Mitchell, he out in I think he out in LA right now. But he also used to do a monthly show at the Blueberry Hill every Sunday. And he actually seen me at I think one of Will C's shows or something like that. And I think I came late. Or it was an open mic or something. I think he just stopped through, and I came late. And he was he was going on stage next, and they asked me, did I still want to go up? And I'm like, duh. Right. I didn't think nothing of it, like going up after the headliner and stuff like that. So he put me up, and I did well. And he was like, oh man, he was like, a lot of comics don't, you know what I'm saying, don't like following what they see. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was like a big shot or nothing like that. I just wanted to work out my set, you know what I'm saying? Stage time, you know what I'm saying? So I did good. He was like, yo man, you funny and stuff like that. And then he heard other people recommended me to him, telling him I was funny, and he ended up putting me on one of his Blueberry Hill shows. And that was one of like the biggest shows I got paid on before.
So we're doing stand up. You meet people. Where did the New York move come? Why did you decide New York out of all the places? Not L.A., not Atlanta. What said like I'm gonna pack up my car and I'm gonna drive to New York?
Well, my man Willie Lynch, he was out here in New York at the time, and I always wanted to like come check out New York and its comedy scene and stuff like that. So he was me and my man Javine, we flew out here together. That was my first time coming out to New York. We flew out here together and linked up with Willie Lynch, and he was taking us around the comedy scene and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like it as far as like how different it is. So I come back to St. Louis, perform a little bit. A year passed, And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take my boys to New York. So I took my boy Vince and Stefan on the spot. On the spot. I was like, man, y'all trying to go to New York? And shit, we was like, yeah. And shit, we all bought us a ticket. And Stefan ain't buy his ticket. We had to wait till he got paid. Vince bought Vince bought him and Stefan ticket. I think me and Vince went half and got Stefan ticket till we got paid. And Stefan ain't had no money out in New York. He was just out here with us. Stefan probably had about $40 to his name, but he was still out here. He was still out here in New York. Ain't nobody know it. And you couldn't tell by the pictures because we taking pictures everywhere. Out here killing it, getting it in. We at the Laughing Buddha. Yeah, we out in New York, baby. Out here doing shows, baby, at the Laughing Buddha, baby. Bucket Mike. Don't nobody know. So we posted pictures, doing shows here and there. You know what I'm saying? We link up with Leonard Oots. I actually met Leonard Oots back in St. Louis. But we link up with him and we doing shows, me, Leonard, Stefan, Vince, and Leonard. We all just everywhere just doing shows. You know what I'm saying? Just,
Where were y'all going? What shows were y'all hitting up?
we was doing like we was mainly going with where Willie would take us to some spots. I don't even remember at the time, but if I was to guess, we went to Damon Rosier Room, which is Essence, and then Mingles, which is Smokey Suarez and Talent. They do that room, and we went up there and did some of them. So then we went back and stuff like that, and I think like somewhere in my head was like go to New York, because I think like later that year, like towards October, that's when Vince set to move out to Chicago. And we actually
That's not that far away from y'all, is it?
4 hours. Yeah, Chicago 4 hours. And Vince was actually looking for a job out there in Chicago. But me and Vince always used to just do random trips to Chicago, like sometimes, because they had a Wednesday show, Jokes and Notes. Mary Baskin, she was doing that, and me and Vince, we'll just go out there and just pull up unannounced, and we'd be like, yo, we from St. Louis and stuff like that. And Mary, she's like, okay, I'll put you guys up, I'm gonna watch you. She used to appreciate when comics like travel to do a show, and like she'll tell us like, next time you guys let us know that you're coming down so I could put you on to perform. So
There's like a documentary about her.
Yeah, so we end up performing. We end up performing during the show or whatever, and she liked us, and she was like, okay, I want you guys to stay tomorrow and do T Murph shows, because T Murph did a Thursday show up at Jokes and Notes, and we'll do that show up there. That's how I know a lot of Chicago comics, because they used to headline in St. Louis a lot. And then we both, you know what I'm saying, smashed that show in Chicago, and we end up getting booked, you know what I'm saying, to do it and stuff like that. So I think Vince may have took a liking to it, you know what I'm saying, that way. That's why he eventually moved. But like probably like 5 months or 6 months after Vince moved, you know what I'm saying, I was contemplating where I should move, because I felt like I hit the ceiling in St. Louis as far as comedy, because, you know what I'm saying, I done won competitions. I won like a couple competitions back in St. Louis. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like my comedy career was like really gonna progress, because
you can only feature so much at a club.
Yeah, nobody was really checking for us as far as like, you know what I'm saying, talent. So I considered Chicago, because I got family out there, and I knew, you know what I'm saying, it'd be an easy transition for me. But I'm like, Vince already out there. I ain't gonna go where Vince at. I'm gonna let him conquer Chicago. So then I was like, L.A., New York. I never been to L.A. before, but I have been in New York before. Battle rap is more popular in New York too. So it's like, okay, I could emphasize on comedy and battle rap if I just go to New York. Plus, I've been there before. So it was like, within like a month, I was like, all right, mama, I think I'm going to move to New York. Boy, stop playing. She see my bags packed. Where you going? I think I'm gonna go to New York. Boy, stop playing. She see the flyer for my going away comedy show. Boy, what's that for? I'm going to New York. Boy, stop playing. She ain't believe me.
How did your parents take it? You
Look,
leaving?
listen. So, this dude impatient. So,
Because you be taking dramatic pauses, so I don't know.
So, oh yeah. I be trying to think, but yeah, she didn't believe me. My dad, he believed me. Are you going to New York? All right, cool. You see, my dad, he, you know what I'm saying? He was more for adventure. Like my mom, she still got that overprotectiveness because she a mother and all. So you know what I'm saying? She even came to the show, and I know in the back of her head, like, I think he really about to leave. So like my show went well. I built up enough money, you know what I'm saying, to move. And I didn't move right after my show. I moved like a month. And I was just looking for a place after my show just to, you know what I'm saying? I was just searching for anything, like fucking spot in the Bronx. How much? 800, something. Oh, I'm going to come out there and do Uber, and that's how I'm going to make my money. I looked and calculated how much I need to make to live in New York before I moved out there. So although it seemed like a hasty decision, it was rational. Cause I looked at everything and I was like, all right, I think this is the place for me. So I end up calling the lady who I was renting from, like, yo, I'm gonna drive out in a week, and you know what I'm saying, to move in the spot, this, that, and the third. She was like, oh, okay. And then my mom, she see my bags by the door, and she like, you about to leave for real? Like, yeah, I'm going to New York. That's when she like, I know our heart probably dropped, like, cause I'm 24. She like, oh, he just about to leave. He's about to go. My baby going to New York. Had all my stuff thrown in the car. I didn't take a lot of stuff with me because I wanted to pack minimal distractions. So I left I had like a little display TV, but I left all my big shit and my major games at the crib, and I just bought like I only bought like a couple game systems, you know what I'm saying, just cause. But I didn't really play them because I knew it'd be a distraction with me being out in New York, and I know I needed to focus. So I drove my car, everything packed. I had to leave my cat, my dog. One of my dogs actually died, R.I.P. Breezy, right before I moved out. And I didn't really want to leave her, but like, you know what I'm saying, I guess that was a sign telling me, you know what I'm saying, to move, because she like, I had her for like 14 years since she was a puppy. And she eventually ended up passing away because she was old, so I had to get her euthanized. She couldn't walk, she couldn't do nothing no more, and she was just laying there. And like, one thing about her, she kept her personality, because like, one thing I always used to do with my dog when I always mess with her, and she never bit me, I always used to like put my foot by her food just so she can growl, and like, because she hated that, she get mad. And I used to love making her, you know what I'm saying, growl and stuff like that, but she never bit me. And like, even when she was like dying on her deathbed, like, I'll slide her food, because I used to have to put the food damn near to her head, like a baby bottle or some shit, because she couldn't move. She could only move her neck a little bit to eat the food. She couldn't walk or get up. And I put like the food by her head, and then I put my foot by it, and she'll still growl. I'd be like, yeah, that's my baby. But like, after a while, you know what I'm saying, I had to get her euthanized, you know what I'm saying. I ended up burying her and everything. Me and my boy Wayne, we buried her by the riverfront. And I ended up giving Wayne her daughter, which is China. The legacy lives on. And then I also had a cat, Oreo, which I had since a kid, and that was my baby too. But I had to leave that with my mom, and you know, that hurt a lot, because it's like, damn, these like my kids, and I'm straight about to leave them. And you know, I don't know if people know me, but like, I love like cats, dogs. I really like animals, but like, You know what I'm saying? I was kind of hard to kind of just let him go like that, but I knew I had to do what I had to do, so I ended up, you know what I'm saying, driving 15 hours to New York.
What did your mom say when you were in New York when she called? She ever call crying and telling you?
Nah, not crying, but
You could tell.
yeah, you could tell she worried, like, oh, you do this, you do that, do this, like, still being a mom from a distance and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying, over time she learned, okay, my boy grown. But even to this day, she tell me to come home. She tell me that all the time. She tell me that at least 30 to 50 times a year. Come home.
Come home to visit or come home to?
30 and 50 is an exaggeration. I take that back. I'm gonna say at least 10, but she be like, she be come back. Sometimes she be saying it in like a joking manner, but I know it's a little bit of seriousness to it, cause she more worried about me than anything, but she know I'm okay.
When's the last time you seen your mother?
July.
It ain't that bad. You on FaceTime and stuff, right?
No.
Oh goodness.
I see her on Facebook and stuff like that. Then I talk to her on the phone. So. Yep.
What would you say the hardest thing is moving to New York City? What's the hardest thing? When you moved out here,
Shit,
what
man.
was because everyone has like a low point and you got the high point. What would you say the lowest point was living in the city and the highest point being here thus far?
Well, the lowest point is like, man, I hit a lot of low points, but one thing I didn't do is I didn't fold or crack under pressure, because I know when you hit a low point and you spend all this time depressed and sad, you could be using that to be trying to figure out and rectify the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So and I play Pokemon a lot. That's one of my things, and it take a certain amount of intelligence to play Pokemon, because you make very calculated decisions and you weigh your options, and sometimes you got to take gambles on things. And my mind is very strategic, you know what I'm saying? So when something happens, I'll be like, okay, I could do A, this might happen. I could do B, this could happen. I could do C, I could do D. So I'd be like, what could I do? What options do I have now? Let's not spend any time being sad right now. Let's try to figure this out. I know this is a low point. You know what I'm saying? Like, the low point I had was like when my car freaking got repoed. You know what I'm saying? That was after my car accident, and I wasn't able to make payments on the vehicle due to, you know, me not being able to work and stuff like that. So eventually, you know what I'm saying, I try to be prideful. No, I don't have to ask for help. I came out to New York to do this on my own. I'm gonna make my family proud and get this accomplished. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be too prideful to ask for help or deny it when it's offered to you, because especially older people, they know how growing up is, and they know you have these low points in life because they have experience. So that's why they tell you, if you need anything, you know what I'm saying, hit me up, let me know. Although some people be lying, but you'll know the ones who telling the truth over the course of time. So it's like, I could have asked my dad. My dad would have paid my car note. My mom would have helped. My mom would have reached out, but I didn't. I waited till the last minute till they got repoed to even tell them something, because I didn't want them out there worrying or, you know what I'm saying, doing any of this. So now it's like, okay, car got repoed. Like, I was sitting in the house playing Super Smash Brothers until like the landlord lady, she came down. She say, "Your car getting repoed," and I'm thinking she playing. I'm like, "For real?" She like, "Yeah, they outside." So I go outside. He got my shit hitched up on the truck and stuff like that. He was like, "Yeah, you Reginald Edwards?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, your car up for repossession." And I ain't know what to say, so I just lied. I say, "Man, I paid it," and I know I ain't paid it, but I said it. And he was like, "Man," he say, "Man, give me the keys, or they gonna charge you an extra if they gotta make another or something like that."
Oh my God.
So I had to hand over my key. So I walked back in the crib, and he took my car away, and I just sat down and I started playing the game. And my landlord said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good." Because I'm like, in my back of my head, I'm like, I'm going to get my shit back.
Right.
I don't know how, but I'm a figure it out and get it back. So you know what I'm saying. Eventually, I reached out to my parents and got help to get it back. And you know, I started once I got my car back. I just started, you know what I'm saying. The comedy really started falling in for me as far as like getting like some paid shows and like making rent and stuff like that. And it's like a couple people looked out, like my man Joe Show. He kept me afloat a few times off, you know what I'm saying, just putting me on shows. Actually, the same night my car got repoed, the same day it got repoed, he called me and said, "Yo, could you make it to this show in Brooklyn?" And the show at like 9:30, something like that. It's already like 8:30. It's in Brooklyn. I'm all the way up in the Bronx. I said, yeah, I can make it. End up making it to the show, closing out, end up getting paid. And you know what I'm saying? He had a few more other shows, you know what I'm saying? He ended up putting me on to where I did, you know what I'm saying? Then I did a few shows, Kelly Kells, James, you know what I'm saying? Leonard Oots, did a couple shows with them. And you know what I'm saying? I end up, you know what I'm saying, making a little more money that way. So, you know, I just like when I reach certain points in life, I be more focused on, okay, figuring it out rather than dwelling, woe is me, how did I get myself into this? Let's get a move on. Let's think. Put your brain to work. So I be making like calculated decisions, and my success ratio is amazing. Cause it's like you realize it's almost like, I want to compare it to chess, but it's Pokemon, dude. It's not chess, it's Pokemon. It's like if I present myself here, like even doing comedy, like I go to a comedy show that I know a certain someone is going to be at. You ever heard of out of sight, out of mind?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just being there. You be like, okay,
Gotta be around the fire.
if I show up here and I know this person is going to be here, and then I perform, but that person is a producer and they see me perform, I'll show up to their show. Even though I'm not booked, I'll just show up anyway. I'll show up, and then they be like, hey, you want some stage time? Boop, boop. Simple. This shit is easy. It's like, oh, okay, then this all I got to do. You just gotta be good at it. So like for my first like year and a half, or I create new jokes here and there, but I focus more on just doing my set. That way people, once they know I'm funny, then I could work on new jokes without having to, you know what I'm saying, risk the chance of not being booked because, you know what I'm saying, I sucked that night. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying, I came in, put my foot down, left that print in the sand for them to see, like, oh, okay, this a big dog out here. We know he funny. So we know if he's not funny this night, he's either just having a bad set,
he working on this stuff,
or he working on new stuff. So once I, you know what I'm saying, got that staple, you know what I'm saying, okay, we know he funny. We know he gonna bring it. Now it's like, okay, now let's focus on creating my special. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on creating 45-minute set. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about New York though, is like it's certain restrictions on the time you on stage, so it's hard structuring a longer set. That's why you gotta hit them road gigs, man, and get some of them headliner spots to where you can stretch out a little bit. And that's what a lot of urban rooms offer, which I be telling people, like, dude, it's so many shows that you can get on and end up getting money. They be like, oh, who paying, who doing this? It's shows out here that's paying, but you got to be worth getting paid for. It's like it shows you could do with a legit audience to where you don't have to do 5 minutes at this open mic. Like the urban rooms, 25. If they fuck with you, they let you. Ray DeJean, the Lindenwood Diner, he let you do 10 minutes. You up there killing it, fuck it, do 15. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's places out here where you could work on a nice set, and it's like you could do these urban rooms with your structured material and have them work in urban rooms. You know what I'm saying? Because certain comics, they do a certain type of demographic because they feel like, okay, this is the only demographic I have to do in order to make it or be successful. But it's like, don't you want to be a little more? Don't you want to be better at what you're doing? In my opinion, like me, I would want to be like really good at what I'm doing. I don't want to be successful without being extra good at what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have sheer talent that's gonna carry me rather than me focusing on one type of demographic or kissing their ass. Like the more demographics you perform in front of, the funnier. You know what I'm saying? You get, and I think you get like certain attributes from each type of demographic, each type of audience you perform in front of. Eventually, you know what I'm saying, everything gonna come into one, so where you can say all your stuff the exact same and you can make people laugh in unison, rather than, okay, only white people laugh at this, only black people laugh at that, only Chinese people laugh at this. Like, no, everybody's laughing at the exact same thing and we're all in the exact same room.
But I think it's a skill that certain comics haven't developed yet, the ability to play all rooms.
And that's because they not doing them.
Right. But I think it's not just me thinking about the way you came up. St. Louis had that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in Florida, we had that opportunity. We had our hood rooms and we had everything else, and the ability to understand how to use being quiet.
Yeah.
I think when we went up to the we went up to the Heights. Remember the Heights, that Dominican show?
Right.
Think 200 packed out.
Yeah.
Calming the room down.
Spanish.
They're loud.
Uh-huh.
They're loud. Everybody dressed up, suited and booted over there. But I think that's what I know about you. I said I like to finesse. I said, but Reggie will finesse just as well.
Yeah, man.
Where you at? I think sometimes, I was telling my lady this. I said, Reggie make you feel bad. Reggie make you feel bad when you be not out here. And she's like, yeah. I was like, I don't think I know. I was like, I know I'm out here. I was like, I know. I'll see Reggie out here.
What I be saying, bro?
I was like, I gotta go. He's like, where you gotta go? I was like, I gotta do stuff for my wedding again. I was like, man, I'm planning a wedding, dog.
That's one thing, man. That's one thing I think that's one thing about me, man. It's like, did I be working so hard? Did I be forgetting to have a life outside of what I be doing, man? And like,
but I like that though. I forget. It was like a couple, like before you start doing the barbershop, they was like, name a comic. I was like, hit up Reggie. Like, who's Reggie? I was like, you don't know who Reggie is? Nah, hit up Reggie. And I know there's a few comics that I know that I was like, I know Reggie's out here, and I can do a few off my hands. I said, we out here every night.
Every night.
And I know if we ain't out here, we next to the fire, and we ain't next to the fire, somebody gonna go up.
Hey, eventually, cause hey, I know I'm applying myself, and you know, after a while, you see certain faces, and you know who's out here, and people could tell if you're working hard, if you putting yourself out there, if you dedicated, the more they see you. So, you know what I'm saying? That combined with, you know what I'm saying, you being funny, is really what's gonna get you far, because you staying relevant within the scene, and you also, you know what I'm saying, rocking them stages.
I got a spot because they go, oh, you know Reggie, right? I said, yeah. You want to go up? I said, yeah. Reggie told me to come here.
What room was it?
It was at no, it was in the one in Brooklyn. Remember that one we went to where we saw the dude from Philly, Teray from Philly?
Teray,
where old boy went off on the crowd and threw the microphone down and walked off.
Oh, Essence.
Before that, yeah, I went to Essence one time and I met we're talking to old boy.
Oh.
And he was like, oh, yeah. I seen you last time with Reggie. I said, yeah. He told me to come up here. He's like, you want some time? He goes, yeah, I usually don't. I said, yeah. I'll finesse anybody. I'll go there because I'm the same way. If I find a producer or find someone to do a show, I try to find rooms nobody knows yet. I said, look at this room.
Man, do you remember when they had me host the Old Man Hustle and ain't no comics show up? Where you at, Jared? Pulled up. 2-man show.
We did like 20 minutes the whole time.
Had an audience and everything, man.
Yeah, that's what I could say. Reggie is Oh, I got these questions. So we do that. We moved to New York City. So you didn't tell us the high point. What was the highest point moving to New York City? Have you had it yet?
Well, man, the highest point, man, is just that You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of these opportunities out here, man. It's a lot of opportunity out here, man. And we be so caught up in what we want in the future that we don't be embracing stuff that's happening in the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're doing stuff now. You're doing what okay, yes, you want this, but look what you just did. Look at all the stages you rock. Look at all the stages you touch. Look at all the people you touch. So it's like you making an impact. It's just people feel like in order for them to see their impact, it has to be like something tangible. Like you gotta see me, or I have to have a some type of award or something like that. But you don't know, like the people that you make happy, that you make laugh, that see your perspective, that's going through similar stuff in your life, and you making their life happier just by telling you about yours. It's therapeutic to both. You know what I'm saying? So you making an impact. It don't have to be tangible. You don't have to be on TV. You don't have to have all these credits, because you setting these bricks and you building this wall. You starting out with your foundation, man, and you creating this empire, and everyone has their own time in which, you know what I'm saying, that empire is created, but the empire never stops being created.
Correct.
So it's like it's a never ending journey. So the opportunities that it have out here, you know, I'm taking advantage of just performing, putting myself out here, and that's keeping me happy, and hopefully I'm making others happy as well. So anytime that I touch the stage and I rock out, you know what I'm saying, or I'm at a battle rap event and people are entertained and they reacting, I feel like those be like the highest points in my comedy career.
And you're not selfish with it. You spread the love.
Yeah, man.
You'll hit somebody up and you'll be like, there's a room over here, let's go. So, all right, let's go check this one out.
Hey, man, I be telling people, because I know me not telling you ain't gonna have nothing to do with whether it's not gonna affect me. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna affect me. It's like I'm gonna tell you this, and it's up to you to take it from there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be good regardless, because for one, I'm funny. I know what I'm capable of.
Right.
Or do you know what you capable of? If you ask me, how do I get this, and I tell you all you got to do is be funny.
Some people don't get that.
Like I'm telling you, I said, like, comment, oh man, how do I get on such and such? I say, bro, it's one of them bringer shows, and I gotta bring such and such many people. Hey, bro, I don't care how many people come. If you do your thing on that stage,
it don't matter.
You undeniable. They gonna fuck with you. They gonna gravitate to you. I say that's all you gotta do. Oh, you ain't get it? I wonder why. You ain't. Oh, you didn't get past? Oh,
I wonder why.
I
you
wonder
out
why.
here like this?
You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe you didn't rock it how you think it was. But everybody, all right, comedy is subjective. Yes, we know that. But you know what's fun? You know if you rock a crowd or not. You know what I'm saying? If you know in your heart that you ain't rock it, don't let your friends gas you up like you did. Cause that's
don't ask Reggie how was my set.
Cause I'll tell you, mother, how was my? Did you like it? Nah, it sucked. It was trash. It like what you want me to tell you? Like that's all the motivation I need. Oh, that shit was whack. All right, back to the drawing board.
I forgot one show where the two people bombed and you got on the mic and you said, I got to make sure there's something wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with this mic, 'cause I seen two people bomb back to back.
Back to back, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think we was running an Ishmael show.
You're like, oh, the mic is good. It was just y'all.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes it be like that, bro. You be like, oh, it ain't the crowd. It ain't the crowd. It ain't the crowd.
It wasn't crowd. She just killed. Nah, he just killed. I think it was just you, dog.
Yeah, bro. It don't be the crowd. Motherfuckers be quick to say, oh, man, the crowd was weird. No, the crowd wasn't weird. We not going to act like crowds don't be weird, but it's always one person that's able
to crack them open.
Sometimes that comic may not even be on the show. Sometimes it is. Sometimes everybody, you know what I'm saying, rock the show. The energy cool. But it's like sometimes you get that type of demographic. It's not impossible. It's just you got to learn. That's why I say performing in front of different demographics helps you with it. Because the more people you perform in front of, the more you will know how to handle that type of audience when you get there.
We have we're at the towards the end. These are called the hill questions, right? Where you're on the hill. This first question you can answer. It could be a one response, or you can answer how long you ever want to answer it for. Let me repeat that because I kind of slurred it.
Okay.
You can do one response. You can have like a one-word answer, or however you want to answer it. It can go however long you want to.
Oh, okay. So like
All
I've
right.
been doing.
Yes. So this is the last questions. Now, question number one: do you believe in God?
I believe in a God, yes.
Okay. Have you ever read the Bible before?
No.
Do you have a favorite character in the Bible? Our favorite person?
A favorite person? No.
Religious growing up or not religious at all?
Not really. Although I do go to church. Where I went to church, like I used to go by myself, just to go. Kind of just because I felt like I had to go.
Were your parents?
My mom, yes.
She went to church,
Yeah, she religious.
but she didn't force y'all to go to church.
We went with her a few times. It was a couple times she had us go, but she ain't make us go every time. After a while, I was like, hey, let me just go. Let me just go and get this word.
Do you have a favorite verse in the Bible?
No, I don't know no verses.
When's the last time you had a nightmare?
Nightmare? Whew. I don't think I had a nightmare in a minute, to be honest.
Biggest fear?
Biggest fear. What am I scared of? That's a good question. Dang. What am I scared of? I'm trying to dig deep.
That's what this podcast is about, being alone with your own thoughts.
What am I scared of? I don't know, man. Could we come back to that one?
We'll come back
I
to
might
it.
have to take a lifeline on that one.
Last time, or have you ever had a panic attack before? Or you were just panicking?
Last time I had a panic attack,
Mm-hmm.
last night, man, it motherfucking weed, bro. Ah, man, that motherfucking shit had my heart skipping beats, man. I was like, damn, this shit strong. I say, yeah, I like, oh, man, I think I got the corona or something, man. I feel like I'm about to die. I was like, yeah. And then my heart would start regulating back on beat, and I'd be like, all right, I'm good.
All right, here
And
we
I take
go.
another hit of the weed, and it start doing it again. I'd be like, nah, I'm good.
That dope.
Nah, I hate when people call weed
when
dope.
You're like, you want to hit us? I don't pass that. You smoking that dope, Reg?
Dope, man. Stop calling weed dope. You made this shit sound like.
I think I said it because have you ever seen that movie Meteor Man before?
Nuh-uh.
Well, and they're like, they over there smoking that dope over there.
Dope. I'm dead.
Do you believe in soulmates?
No.
Have you ever been in love before?
No.
Never.
Nah, man. That's what I was saying, man. I be so caught up in work, bro. I think I be missing out on certain stuff I should have already had in my life. I should have fell in love, got my heart broken before. I don't want to deal with my first heartbreak at my motherfucking 30 years old. I ain't gonna know what to do. I don't even know if I'm crazy yet. I don't know what type of guy I am because I ain't never been in love before. And I think that's when you really find out what type of dude you is once you've been in love, because love make you do some crazy stuff. And I haven't had anything to last that long to make me be in love.
Oh, what's your longest relationship?
My longest relationship is not even over a year, bro.
Have you had a woman told her she loved you? Woman tell you she love you?
Yeah, when I be laying, I know you love this.
But if a girl tells you you love you, how does it feel when someone tells you they love you? Do you realize
I
like you don't
told,
know
I
me?
told,
Is
I
it like
told
that?
them, I
Like,
told them I love them before, but I never been in love. Of course, there's a difference between loving someone and being in love. Yeah, but
yeah. You never been in love your whole life, never,
nah, bro,
never.
no.
Do you want to? Do you want to? Do you want a family? Do you want kids and stuff?
Yeah,
A wife?
yes,
And you don't. Well, you do date around.
yeah,
You do date.
and it'd be
I
the
say
same outcome, bro. It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like
there's a few comics that I know that are single that I was like, well, here comes Reggie, so y'all better be on it.
I'm hollering. Best behavior. You know, it's like, bro, like the last little chick girls I dated, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, bro, I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I like to be I try to be as honest as I need to.
What do you mean need to? As in like what?
It's like, okay, for example, the little Asian joint, you know what I'm saying, I was talking to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Asian joint, I'm 27, she 21. It's like she's still developing as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's still developing as a woman. Yes, she's an adult, but she's still developing as a woman, and she's still growing up. And we're dating, and it's good, but you know what I'm saying, I noticed she's still kind of immature, and it's still stuff she got to work on as far as being a woman. And I know me right now at the current state I'm at, I'm not gonna be the one for you. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, of course, you know what I'm saying, it start out all cool at first, but after a while, once you really get to, you know what I'm saying, know someone a little bit more, you be like, oh, you a good person, but I know, you know what I'm saying, if you stay with me, I may do something that could possibly hurt you or have you feel a certain type of way about men that wouldn't be healthy for you as far as developing as a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like once you like a little older, like, I don't know, maybe 25, 24, where you grow up, and because, you know, women mature more than men. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, 27, 21, that's still like a big difference.
But that's a good time. That's you got to think about it as a man, knowing that, not wasting her time. You have to commend you for that, doing that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How did she take it when you dumped her or when you broke up with her?
She didn't take it well. She took it bad. She took it bad, but I sat there with her to, even after she was crying, to, like, in more detail kind of explain to her, cuz it's like, I'm 27. I'm young old now. I'm like still young, but it's like, damn, I'm damn near 30 now. So it's like I'm not really feeling, you know what I'm saying, our chemistry right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then I kind of liked another girl that I was dating as well, and I didn't want to talk to two different girls at the same time as far as that. You know what I'm saying? The other girl, she was a little older than me. She was more you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say more
seasoned.
mature. More seasoned. Yeah. She, like, to my liking, like, okay, I'll fuck with this rather than someone I feel like I gotta, like, grow and, like,
raise a
grow
little
with
bit.
Like, raise. Yeah, it's like,
so
like the girl, she was the Asian girl. When I told her this, she was probably like, well, why you don't want to, like, kind of stay with me and help me, like, develop as a woman, like, as I go through this. And I was like, well, I actually would do that, but it's like my career, what I do, I can't.
That type of
I
time.
can't. I don't have that time to spend with you to, you know what I'm saying, and you being like immature the way you are, to kind of still be focusing 100% on what I do, and then still having to, you know what I'm saying, be with you right now. You know what I'm saying? I said it in so many words. That's not verbatim what I said, what I just told you. But you know what I'm saying? I let her down like easy. And you know what I'm saying? She started crying. And I'm like, I say, you a wonderful woman. I say, you going to be good. I say, I might even regret doing this right now.
Right.
I say, I might even regret doing this right now. But I don't want to risk hurting you, you know what I'm saying, me being out here, you know what I'm saying, probably talking to another girl, I probably fuck around and cheat on you or something like that because I'm not happy at the moment. So I think the best thing for me to do right now, you know what I'm saying, I know I'm going to hurt you more in the long run than if I let you go now. And she cried and then she laughed about it afterwards, and she like, I'm gonna look back on this and I'm be like, oh my God, I really was crying. And I'm like, yeah. And like, we talked for a little bit after that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't like stop being her friend or nothing like that. We were still cool. We even slept one more time after that. One more time just to kind of seal the deal.
Oh,
So
y'all just fell asleep watching a movie or something, right?
we slept one more time after that, and then then after that, you know what I'm saying, we talked a little bit, and we don't hit each other up as much now, but she doing well from what I see on Facebook at least. So,
All right.
and then hold up, I ain't done. So the other girl who I was talking to, you know what I'm saying, me, you know what I'm saying, I don't talk to two girls like on a serious level no more. I'm talking to the other girl, and we cool and we vibing, shit all good in my book. You know what I'm saying? Not one problem. Then, you know what I'm saying, we go out of town or something like that. I think I went to Atlanta, she went somewhere out the country or something like that. Then it was like different once we came back because we weren't hitting each other up as much. Or when I did hit up, my responses was a little bit short. Her responses to me was short. So I'm like, damn, she ain't really like communicating like how we used to. We ain't hanging out or nothing like that. So I, you know what I'm saying, I sent her a message like, so let me know something. Like, what's going on? That's when she like, oh, I'm sorry. I should have told you. I'm still in love with my ex. And I'm like, I know I ain't just lose both of my. I done lost both of my. Oh, hell no. So in my head, I'm like, damn, now I gotta text the Asian girl like, hey, big head, come back. Or at this point, I'm like, man, you know what? I was like, you could have just said that, but I'm like, it's good. You know what I'm saying? I basically told her how I felt about the situation. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no hard feelings towards her.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Now I'm at nothing. So now it's like, all right.
You are single. That's what you are.
Yeah, I was always single, but I was.
You're not talking to nobody.
You know what I'm saying? It would have eventually got into a relationship if things would have, you know what I'm saying, went well. But after that, it was like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back focused on this comedy and this battle rap shit. And we'll just go with the flow. Some come along, some come along. If it don't, it don't.
Well, this last question is a question, right? And you go until you stop. So this question is called, who are you? So when I say who are you, you have to say the response. And I want to say who are you again until you stop saying it. Got it?
All right.
Do you want me to give you an example, or you think you can know it?
Man, I got this, man.
All right, you ready? Who are you?
The GOAT.
Who are
Bad. A rapper.
Who are you?
A comedian.
Who are you?
A chef.
Who are you?
A philanthropist.
Who are you?
The GOAT
Who are you?
again.
Who are you?
I am a mastermind.
Who are
A
you?
genius.
Who are you?
The Pokemon master.
Who are you?
The greatest of all time.
Who are you?
I am Danzel.
Who are you?
I am Reginald.
Who are you?
I am Reggie.
Who are you?
I am Reg.
Who are you?
I am Kush.
Who are you?
I am Squad.
Who are you?
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Reggie Edwards on the hill. He's single, ready to mingle. Where can they find you?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Reggie_Kush.
And your website, plug your website.
Oh, my website is reggiethegoat.com. Make sure y'all check out some of my cooking. I put a lot of cooking on Instagram, Reggie_Kush. I teach y'all a whole bunch of recipes. That's another one of my talents that we didn't really talk about, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see that all over my Instagram. And I guess I couldn't think of what I was scared of, bro. I'm pretty sure I'm scared of something.
We can always do part 2. Yeah, Reggie cooks online. You gotta hurry up. A lot of people are being influenced by Reggie's cooking styles. So there's a lot of a lot of imposters. So follow the original one.
Yeah, follow the original, and you know what I'm saying. Make sure you listen and tune into that commentary as well, because that's the best part of the video.
One day he's gonna put an edited version out, and that's gonna be funny. Beep 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 beep.
I should do that, huh?
That'll be a funny one. That'll be a good one.
All right, I might do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Reggie Edwards. Follow on Instagram and follow us and check him out on his website.
ReggieTheGoat.com.
ReggieTheGoat.com. Cooking with Kush is on IG, IGTV.
Yes.
And check out his battle raps. What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, yeah, my battle raps. How could I forget? Check out my battle rap. Just type in Reggie Kush on YouTube. All my battle rap content is going to pop up. Just type in Reggie Kush. It's even my personal page. YouTube page with more of my cooking videos on YouTube as well, and some funny roasts and battle rap skits I be doing, man. I got all type of stuff, man. So Instagram, IG, Reggie Kush. Check your boy out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the podcast. One Man, One Tree in a Hill. This is Reggie Edwards. Go ahead.
Bye.
Good night.